What's up guys, Bridget here. Yesterday I made a video about this enchantment. Trigger fire spell on hit with a cooldown. But I misunderstood that enchantment. Maybe this is not my mistake because the wording on this one is a little weird because trigger socketed spell on hit. So this is not saying to you need to hit with the weapon. But in this case, you need to hit with the weapon. I was thinking this can be triggered with just a spell from different source, but that's not the case. So if you're just going here and we're using just a spark, you can see my firestorm is not triggering, right? But as soon as I start attacking, my spells is getting triggered. So it's so weird. And why I have a little confusion about this? Because if you taking, for example, Ossinat Gentle Touch Unique Gloves, kills enemies with temporary chain on hit. So basically the same wording on hit. So this is why I was thinking I can trigger the socketed spells inside my weapon with a spell as well, because the spells is hitting. Because even on the tree, by the way, for example, we have poison on hit. Poison and hit applies to everything, so it's a global mod, right? Just like this one as well. So this is why I was very confused, because yesterday somebody was made comment this is not working with spells. I immediately, oh my god, I made a mistake, I misunderstood it and tested it, and yes, it's not working with spells on hit. So I needed to rework the whole build idea from, not zero, because luckily, Jangron was making a similar build to this, but obviously I will not copy him one-to-one, so I wanted to make the build a little bit more unique. I will show in a second. So I'm sorry about this, I misunderstood it, but the wording on this one, it's a pretty weird one. You can give me that credit at least. We will use detonate dead of chain reaction and volatile dead of confinement in our weapon that I was showing here. Socketed gems are supported by level 20, increase critical strike and increase critical damage. And because we need to use a trigger attack, trigger socketed fire spell on hit, craft hits cannot be evaded because we will use licensing style of spraying just like Jangron was using in his version. We will use licensing style of spraying, custom crit and desecrate. So with this one we will trigger the desecrate, so we will have corpses on the ground, so we can trigger more effectively the detonated of chain reaction and the confinement as well. So this is the base idea. So that was Jangron idea, right? So this is how he built his character. But what is the difference? You immediately asking. Well, if you're taking a look on this one, we have almost tripling his effective HP. I made the build tonky as possible, just as always. So how are we achieving that? So first things first, obviously, so let's start breakdown. So as you can see, we only have 3.6k life, but how the hell we have that much effective HP on the fist hit, fire on the elemental and the chaos side? So basically 8.5k mana, and we have mind over matter here, and obviously from the ascendancy as well. So we're taking 50% of the damage from our mana before our life. Then we're starting lowering down these damage numbers, a very high elemental resistance. So we're achieving this with my signature item, Tides of Time, and we're using Topaz Sapphire and Ruby Flask, because we have 100% uptime. As you can see here, everything has 100% uptime, and we have open suffixes. We have a diamond tusk here because or licensing style of spraying, as you can see, by the way, we have 100% critical chance on the spells. That's pretty good. Okay, almost on this one. On the trigger, we have 86% critical chance. Before you saying this is maybe low for custom crit, no, it's not, because if you're taking a quick look, a single projectile has the same amount of critical strike chance as the all projectiles, but POB can't calculate that. We have like, I think, 8 projectiles. So even if 2 projectile hits, then this basically leave 100% critical chance. It's free, then there is very unlikely we will not crit at least once, but don't forget we can just spam the lancing steel of spraying to trigger the desecrate. So it's not a problem. So this is why we're using the diamond flask with increased critical strike. This is you can clearly see this is gives us 20%, almost 21% critical chance. So we have also energy shield as well, energy shield leech here, here, a little bit here. So yeah, we have energy shield leech as well, and also luckily because we're using the attack skill, we can have mana leech as well. So we basically solve the mana problem. So there is no way we will run out mana now, especially with all of the things taken, like 10% chance to recover 10% mana, reduce mana cost, recover 10% of mana over 1 second when you use a guard skill. We will use every time our guard skill as soon as possible because we're using arcane cloak, so it's basically we cannot be run out mana. And we also using sigil of power, to increase the damage, and the sigil of power has a defensive component as well. This is why a pretty good thing, this one, because the sigil of power, by the way, has a very big aura effect. Look at this, how big the aura effect of this ability. So everything inside the circle will deal less damage to us even. So that's pretty big on the defensive side. And also, as you can see, it gives us a pretty significant amount of damage as well. And honestly, I think we can use the frost shield as well. Yeah, frost shield as well. When we reaching stage 4, it will gives us another very big chunk of damage, defensive layer. But honestly, this is already so big overshooting, right, guys? So I think without this additional button, the build would just work fine without a problem. Now let's talk about a little bit the tree, because I needed to change many things, and honestly, I have a very big problem as well. Just look at this side. This looks so cursed. I'm sorry, I know, but this is correct. It's correct. So everything here, look at this is 5% damage, this is 4% damage. So why would you not take these ones, right? Even if we removing all of this, we're losing like 11% damage. So for 3 point, this is pretty good, and also we're getting elemental resistance as well. And spell critical chance here, spell damage, and strength and intelligence, because the build has a little bit problems with the dexterity and the strength as well. So this is just helping us, and obviously the reduced mana cost here and increased maximum mana as well. But I know it looks cursed, but it's correct, guys. I tried many things to different routing, like taking like here and removing all of this, but no, this is correct. And obviously, so we were using this one, essence extraction, because we need flash charge gain with this wheel and with the tides of time belt, and the flash charge gain every 3 seconds from the body armor. We can have 100% uptime on our elemental resistance flasks. So that's pretty good, because we basically getting, as you can see, our resistance fixed through these flasks. And obviously the diamond flask will have 100% uptime as well, because every time we deal a critical strike, we will gain a flash charge. So basically it will be 100% uptime as well. And obviously for safety measures, we're using a life flask as well, but that's not something very big. And obviously, so the good old classic Archmage setup here, unnatural instincts here to take all of these little nodes. Because of that, we can use the light of the miming javel with mana. And obviously this little circle zone here will grant us tons of mana. So this javel alone give us 1.2k mana. And this one is also giving us 800 mana, so almost 2k mana alone from these two javel setup here. And as you can see, I'm a little bit overcapped on the suppression side. Maybe when I crafting correctly the gear, because I started making the gear. I have a few pieces now. So we have this one, but we don't have the boots yet. We have the ring and that one. So we only need a boots. And yeah, otherwise the build, I think maybe it will be functional at, as soon as possible when we can use the weapon. And that is 67. So when I'm reaching 67, I can switch to this one pretty easily. For elemental elements immunity, we're using ancestral vision because that's the easiest way. If you have suppression and if you crafting on your boots as well, avoid elemental elements and avoid elemental elements as a suffix crafted on the boots. So basically the elemental elements immune, so we cannot be shocked, cheered, all that stuff. And we're using here a healthy mind, because healthy mind on this zone is giving us 1k mana. You can clearly see so this is just worth. This is so worth at this spot, and obviously it gives us mana increase as well. So this is just free, I think, and we're just losing a little bit life, but honestly it doesn't matter because of the mind of the matter. And yeah, so luckily, by the way, yesterday, because I needed to remake the tree a little bit, I realized we don't need to anoint natural remedies, because I was anointing natural remedies this one. But now we don't need, because I little bit changed, all the stuffs, and we have 100% uptime every single flask. So we can use now True Strike. What is True Strike give us? Is just critical strike and crit multiplier. And why I'm using this one, not like this one, or the bigger ones? Because this is applies to attack and spells as well in the same time. Because for example, this is only applies to spells because it's stating it's spells. So this is increasing the lancing story spraying in critical chance as well. So that's pretty good. For the anointment, and also it's pretty cheap as well. But obviously, so if you talking about Archmage, there is you need to invest a little bit if you want to feel good. And obviously, so guys, I think I not mentioned, so let's start to talk about the links. So we will use, Desecrate, Critical Strike, Custom Crit, Lancing Steel of Spraying, Mana Leech, and faster attacks. Because we have Mana Leech here, you can clearly see we have 2k Mana Leech plus 1k Mana Regen. So basically every 3 seconds we can just refill our mana pool pretty quickly. So there will be no issue with triggering that much, spells like Detonate Dead of Chain Reaction, Confinement, right? Because these spells will have additional gems supporting them, like increase critical strike, increase critical damage. So our mana cost can be very, very high pretty quickly, right? Because this is what is doing. But because using these 2 gems, we can lightning penetration, and we're using a squire, right? We're using a squire because honestly, I think Squire in this league is cheap, so why we would not use it, right? So, and also I really like the Squire theme as well. Inserting here Inspiration, Awakened Elemental Focus, and obviously Archmage. What else? So this is an Archmage build, and obviously, the good old defensive setup, Arcane Cloak, Arcane Surge, Auto-Mutation, and more durations for or Arcane Cloak has more duration with this setup, and also when we triggering that, Arcane Surge will give us a little cost rate as well, and Mana Regen, but I don't think it's necessary because we have so many Mana Regen and Mana Leech from the Lancing Steel of Spraying, but we will see. Maybe if I need to drop this one, I will drop, so yeah, but for now, we're using Clarity level 1 only, because, as I said, we don't need really much mana, and the original version was wanted to use level 10, so clearly you can see it's we're losing a little bit effective HP, but we're gaining back with this one, and the reason why we need to use Clarity and Arrogance, because Eternal Blessing setup here, the Eternal Blessing and Wrath. So Eternal Blessing is preventing you to use any other auras that reserving is mana. With that one, Arrogance and Clarity combination, we will avoid this restriction, because we reserving life, not reserving mana. That's how it is. And obviously Assassin's Bank and Sigil of Power, as I said earlier. And yeah, you are seeing it. And honestly, I don't know if I want to use the Frost Shield, but we will see. This is how the build looks. And obviously I will make a guide for this one if the build is working the way that I'm thinking. And you can clearly see here, I was a little sad yesterday when I found out the beard is not working the way that I was thinking it's working, but I was staying up late last night to fix the beard, and you can clearly see I added so many things to the beard and I'm not even using it. So I tried many things to just work out this one because I see potential on this one pretty easily, and I hope you will guys enjoy it as well. So I hope you enjoyed this little Theorycrafting correction video because I made a mistake. Sorry about that. I'm only a human as well, so I can make mistakes as well. And also, I would like to say thank you for my Patreons for supporting me. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching. I was Bridget. See you next time.